Hi, my name is Karen Holmes. I'm the founder and director of the World Peace Organization for the One World Government. And this is a continuation of comments about the impeachment trial and basically how to make it a better situation, how to resolve the issues associated that keep coming up in the government. Okay. One of the things in the impeachment trial that is causing problems is holding a past president accountable. What do you do about impeaching a president that's already out of office? Donald Trump was impeached while he was in office, and now we're just dealing with a trial situation. But one of the fears I think that is being expressed by the Democratic or the Republican Party right now is the fact that they're holding a president accountable for things that he did while in his office. Let's take that issue head on and say there's no problem with doing that. And the reason for it is because all you have to do is to understand that and address it as the idea that it's failed policy that you're looking at, that the games are bad, not the people. One of the comments that I made in a previous video was that that everybody plays the games, that the games are bad, not the people. And when you play the games continue on until an innocent person is crucified. So you go along thinking that the games are working. Like one of the games is alcoholism. And people will say, well, I've heard these excuses before. My warehouse is on the back of an old strip mall, and a lot of homeless people have walked through here over the years. In fact, I have a warehouse, and they would stop by and say, do you happen to have any of this stuff? And I've handed out a lot of stuff out of my warehouse. And so when you stop and think of it, the games continue on until an innocent person is crucified. So it's the same for everybody. You think that the games are working, like alcoholism, for example, is working. Once I heard I'm a better driver when I've had a few drinks under my belt, that kind of thing. They're just excuses, but people make those excuses, and you go along, and then all of a sudden you lose your license. You hit that point where you get into an accident and an innocent person has been brought into it, and then you're down into the abyss. Well, for you to get out of the abyss, you have to acknowledge the fact that you have a problem, and then when you do that, then you start to work to undo the damage you've done. And so this is what we're going to do with past presidents and the legislator branch. Okay, so one of our exempt purposes is to purify the legal system. The U.S. legal system, before it can be used as a basis for the international legal system of the international government, we have to purify the legal system so that the laws and practices that have created chaos in our legal system, failed policy ideas, are purified so they don't spread the chaos onto the international level. So let's say that when you have a president or any law that's causing chaos, then that needs to be addressed. And we have to, it'll go along and it'll stop working and then put us into the abyss, and then we have to address that idea. We have to acknowledge that it's a problem, and then we have to work our way out of it. So what we are going to do as part of our exempt purposes, our organization has the legal right to purify the legal system, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to be working with the past legislators, the representatives and senators, and they'll come and help us purify the legal system, the laws that they helped to enact that they didn't address correctly when that didn't maybe address the root cause of the problem when they were in office. And another example of that is my guides are coming back. The past kings, queens, and presidents are coming back to undo the damage they've done by sharing books with me. I'm in the process of reading one I channeled years ago, and it's part of the exit strategy for Iraq. It's Unraveling the Past by Queen Sophie of the Netherlands. I didn't even know there was a Queen Sophie of the Netherlands. She's coming back to undo the damage she did while she was alive, and she was the Queen of the Netherlands. Okay, but I'm working with Thomas Jefferson and John Adams and Benjamin Franklin and George Washington and Martha Custis Washington and people like that, and they're all coming back to do the damage they've done and explaining what they did and what worked and what didn't work. As we purify the legal system, one of the things, there's two parts of the process. One of them is to work with the, as I said, the retired legislators. They're going to come back, but we're going to set up classes, so to speak, in 5 U.S. law schools, and they're going to allow us to create a program when a law comes up from when it becomes evident that a law is causing problems in court. Let's say that then I shouldn't stop her in the middle of a sentence. When a law comes up in court, when it's causing chaos and it's being fought in two different interpretations of it, then what will happen is then it has to go up for law review, and it's going to go something where it'll go to one of these 5 law schools, and then the legislators who help to enact the law will come, and they will help to address that. The law students will look at the law again and address that. They're going to ask in trade journals, for example. Let's say it's an agricultural bill. They'll ask for people who have been affected by this law to write in and explain what caused the problem, and then they'll try to rewrite it or wipe it off the books, and then we'll check again to see if there's something that still needs to be addressed on it. And that is one of the things we're going to do with the 5 law schools. So we're going to be UC Berkeley, University of Minnesota, Northwestern University Law School, Yale, and Harvard. And I'm going back to school. I'm going back to law school, not to take classes, but to start classes. Okay, with some of the other people in our organization who are far more knowledgeable about the legal system than I am. Okay, the other thing is like I said, I'm a channel, and we're going to have dinner parties for the senators, the Supreme Court justices, and the president and his cabinet, his or her cabinet, and we're going to have group channeling sessions and have Thomas Jefferson and John Adams and Benjamin Franklin and George Washington and all the other people and the past kings and queens like Sophie, Alexander of Macedonia, Louis the Sun King. They're all going to come back. Queen Victoria is one of my guides, personal guides. She's been offering me, believe it or not, fashion advice. She's told me what colors look good on me, but right now it's not evident other than the colors that I wear. Okay, so then basically that's what it is. If we are in a situation where our past elected officials are not assuming responsibility for what they've done, their failed policies, foreign, domestic, then we're in a lot of crisis. So That's all I wanted to talk to you about today. I wanted to share that with you. So I ask that you like, share, and subscribe. And don't worry about if it seems like one of our presidents like Donald Trump is going to have to come back and undo the damage he's done. Don't worry about it, because this is just sets the stage for us to talk about what needs to be done to prepare for the creation of this international government. Okay, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. That's all for today.